Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever video, so I'll tell you a little bit about me. My name's Hannah, I'm from England and I'm 26 years old. But although I'm from England, I'm currently in a quarantine hotel in Jakarta, Indonesia. I flew here a few days ago and I'm currently on the final full day of my quarantine, hopefully, as long as my PCR test results come back negative. So, to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a content writer, I'm from Cambridge, I already said that, and I first lived in Vietnam, and I taught there for 2.5 years, and then I began to think about other places, and so I really wanted to live in Bali, Indonesia. I moved home to start my content writing business, and then COVID-19 hit. So I got stuck. I was meant to be home for about 6 months and I ended up being home for like 18 months. And so I got a business visa to Bali and I finally made it here, and I've got a quarantine for 5 days in Indonesia. Indonesia is closed to tourism right now, but you are able to enter on a business visa. Obviously at the moment the UK is also on lockdown at the time of filming this. So you're only allowed to travel from the UK for work purposes, and you're only allowed into Indonesia on business purposes. So you have to get a very specific type of visa, but fortunately my circumstances meant that I was able to get that. I got my business visa back in December 2020 and I was due to fly out on the 27th, and then I think on the 23rd Indonesia shut its borders to all foreigners because of the second strain of COVID, and it was going crazy in the UK as well, and it just really wasn't the right time to come. And then they started letting people in, I think in February again, and so yeah, I made it here. So flying here was a bit of an experience. I was obviously very nervous about a lot of different things. So I had my PCR test. You can have it up to 72 hours before your first port of departure. So I flew on the Sunday, so I got my test done on the Thursday, and I got it done at Heathrow's drive-through testing centre. It was actually really easy and I'd really recommend it. And it was £80, which is a lot cheaper than one I'd had previously for a work trip, which was £165. So yeah, it was a lot cheaper and really easy. I had the results in like 26 hours or something, and they do guarantee next day results, so massive peace of mind if you're traveling and you have a tight turnaround with the results. So yeah, I flew at the airport. They asked me what my purpose for travel was for leaving the UK, and so I said I had a business visa, and they said that was fine. Let me on the flight. The airport was quiet, and my first flight from London to Dubai was very quiet, although Dubai airport itself was actually quite busy, and it's also massive. I think I almost got my 10,000 steps a day just trying to find the lounge in the airport. That makes me sound really fancy, I'm not, but I just had a free lounge visit with my credit card, so I thought, hey, I'm here for 4 hours, why not? And actually it wasn't as fancy as I thought it was going to be. It was a bit of a disappointment really, but free food is free food. I'm probably talking too fast. Okay, well. My second flight was busier, but there was still spaces between most of the passengers. There just weren't like as many empty rows and stuff, but I sat not next to, there was a seat between us, but it was me, and then there was an empty seat, and then a very nice Indonesian lady who like lent me a pen when I didn't have one for the landing form and stuff. And actually I ended up talking to a bunch of Indonesian people in the airport, and they were all so friendly and sweet and like just curious as to what I was doing in Indonesia. So yeah, that was really nice to speak to them. And then I arrived at my quarantine hotel. I booked the quarantine hotel beforehand. You don't have to, but it probably is a good idea to, just so that you can choose someone yourself rather than being told. And also I've heard that some airlines like Qatar do want to see a hotel booking, but Emirates didn't ask me. I was only asked when I was leaving the airport if I had booked one by the security guards, and that was only so they could help me get there, which was really sweet. It was so well organised on the way in. Honestly, immigration and everything was so smooth. Yeah. So I'm staying at the FM7 Resort Hotel. It's really nice. I wasn't sure what it was I thought it would just be like okay, but it's actually really lovely. All the staff have been so helpful and everything has been very well organised. So on the day after I arrived, I did my first PCR test. They just call you up, tell you that you've got to go and wait at reception, and then they put you in a little golf cart and then they take you to the testing place, which is like in a conference bit of the hotel, do the test, and then they just take you back to your room. So that's all been really easy. So I had my first test on my first full day of quarantine, the day after I arrived, and I didn't get my results the next day. I got them the day after that, which was yesterday. And so yesterday I had the second PCR test that you have to have, and I'm yet to receive the results, but hopefully I will get them today so that I can leave tomorrow and get my flight to Bali, but I don't want to book it until I have that result. I'm just really keen to leave tomorrow because on Sunday no flights are going to Bali because it's their Nyepi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is their national day of silent meditation. So if I can't leave tomorrow, then I'll be here for another 2 days, although at least I will be free to use the hotel's facilities, I hope, like the pool and the gym and the spa. Yeah, but I really hope that I can go to Bali like ASAP. So I'm hoping to get those results this evening. Part of the reason I chose the FM7 hotel was because they didn't require payment in advance. Having already had a trip to Indonesia cancelled, I was very keen not to prepay for accommodation, only for it to happen again. So I really liked that they didn't ask you to pay in advance. And also I'd heard like not very good things about the quarantine food. So and they just give you the breakfast, and then they said lunch or dinner I could have grab food or room service. So I thought, oh well, like it sounded like most people ended up getting room service or grab anyway, so I was like, I'll just do that to save myself some money. So the first like day and a half, I think, I was ordering grab food. So there's like loads of restaurants on there and you have loads of choice, and they were fine about going out to collect the food, but then they told me that the regulations had changed and I wasn't allowed to do that anymore, and so from that moment onwards it had to be room service. Actually, when they told me that, I had already gone to get some food. I'd already ordered some food and paid for it, so I said, oh, can I at least just like collect the food that I've already paid for? And they were like, yeah, that's fine, but after that, no more. So they were really nice about it. So then I've been ordering from the restaurant. The food's fine. It's like, it's not the best, but it's definitely better than like plain food. So, you know, I can't really complain. And also, you know, the breakfast is all right. I have been having scrambled eggs every morning and some cereal. That's fine. Yeah. Anything else? So yeah, being in quarantine has been okay. I've had quite a few phone calls with family members and friends just so I can like hear someone's voice and actually speak to someone. So that's been nice. One thing that I have found is it's been quite difficult to get over the jet lag. I think normally I'm someone who gets over it pretty quickly. Like, you're always really tired when you arrive, have a good night's sleep, and then I'm fine from then onwards. But I found it really hard to get over this one. First night here I did sleep very well, and then the next 2 nights I would fall asleep fine and then wake up at 2 a.m, be wide awake until about 5 a.m, and then be really tired. But I think that's just because obviously in quarantine you can't go out and about and you're not doing things. You don't have that like stimulation and fresh air that you have normally when you arrive in a new destination. So it has taken me a little bit longer than I expected to get over the jet lag, but it's not like I've needed to do anything or be anywhere, so that's fine. But I just have been trying to like not nap too much during the day so that I can sleep at night. So yeah, that's the only thing really. I am very much looking forward to this being over now, but it really hasn't been too bad, just chilling in a hotel for a few days, like really not the worst thing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything that I didn't make clear, I know I tend to waffle on, just drop them down below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one. Bye.